The story of Carlo Acutis, the young beatified saint known for his deep love for the Eucharist and his skill with technology, continues to touch the hearts of millions around the world. Now, an exciting new chapter has been added to this already miraculous journey, a stunning apparition received by his mother, Antonia. Imagine the impact of such an experience. Antonia feels it's essential to share this message so that everyone can understand what was revealed to her. After all, who wouldn't want to receive such an important message? To stay informed, be sure to subscribe to the channel and keep updated with daily prophetic messages. And don't forget to leave your prayer intentions to blessed Carlo Acutis in the comments. Antonia, a woman of unwavering faith, has seen her life transformed by the holiness of her son. Since Carlo's beatification in 2020, he has been sharing with the world the miracles and graces received through his intercession. But she never imagined she would be blessed with a celestial apparition. Could anything be more extraordinary? On the night of July 2nd, Antonia was in deep prayer at her home in Assisi, Italy. She prayed for Carlo's canonization and for the conversion of young people around the world. Then something incredible happened. A bright light flooded the room, and a heavenly presence manifested before her. According to Antonia, the radiant figure was none other than the Virgin Mary, holding the hand of her beloved son Carlo. The apparition lasted only a few minutes, but it was enough time for Antonia to experience an indescribable peace and a love that seemed to envelop her soul. The Virgin Mary conveyed a message of hope and encouragement, affirming that Carlo was working hard in heaven to bring more souls to God. But that wasn't the only revelation. Mary also told Antonia that she and her family would be blessed with new strength to continue Carlo's mission on earth. With her heart full of emotion and tears in her eyes, Antonia shared this experience with her confessor and later with the community. The news spread quickly, touching hearts and reigniting faith in many. For the devotees of Carlo Acutis, this apparition was a celestial confirmation of the ongoing impact of his life and holiness. The local church in Assisi has begun an investigation into the apparition, as is customary for events of this nature. While awaiting the results, the faithful continue to pray, seeking the intercession of the young blessed, believing that his divine work is just beginning. But what more could be in store? This apparition not only strengthened Antonia's faith, but also inspired thousands around the world to draw closer to God and the Eucharist, following Carlo Acutis' example. For many, Mary's message is an invitation to spiritual renewal and a reminder of the transforming power of faith. The recent heavenly apparition received by Antonia, the mother of blessed Carlo Acutis, has had a profound impact on the religious community and beyond. The news has not only brought comfort and hope, but also reignited faith and devotion among family, friends, and devotees worldwide. But what does this apparition mean for the future of devotion to Carlo? For Carlo's family, especially Antonia, this apparition was a clear sign that Carlo continues to intercede and work for the good of souls in God's presence. The presence of the Virgin Mary, holding Carlo's hand, confirmed that he is at peace and in communion with heaven. Carlo's friends, many of whom were already fervent devotees, were deeply moved and inspired by this miraculous event. They see the apparition as a call to renew their faith and commitment to Christian living. The local religious community in Assisi, where Carlo is buried, received the news with great enthusiasm and devotion. Priests, religious figures, and faithful gathered in prayers of thanksgiving and worship, seeking to understand the divine message conveyed through Antonia. But could this appearance be just the beginning of something greater? Testimonies from people whose lives have been touched by the event began to emerge. One of the most moving stories was from Maria, a young woman who had strayed from her faith. Upon hearing about the apparition, she found herself reflecting on her life and decided to seek reconciliation with God. Inspired by Carlo's example and his mother's strength, Maria chose to return to the church and deepen her spirituality. But this is just one of many stories coming to light. Another powerful testimony came from Giuseppe, a man struggling with a serious illness. Upon hearing of the apparition, he was motivated to seek the intercession of Carlo Acutis. A few weeks later, Giuseppe reported a significant improvement in his condition, which he attributed to divine intervention. And what about you? Have you thought about how this story could impact your life? Youth groups, especially those using technology for evangelization, have found in Carlo Acutis an endless source of inspiration. The apparition received by his mother further reinforced Carlo's example as a role model, demonstrating that faith and technology can walk hand in hand to promote good and spread the message of Christ. This unlikely combination continues to shape new generations. The apparition not only revived individual faith, but also galvanized collective action. Communities and parishes organized prayer vigils, adoration services, and novenas in honor of Carlo Acutis. Charitable initiatives and evangelization projects inspired by Carlo's life gained new momentum, attracting many young people who decided to join in the mission of using technology to spread the word of God. But how far can this movement go? Antonia Salzano, the mother of the young blessed Carlo Acutis, is a woman whose life has been profoundly marked by faith and the extraordinary holiness of her son. Her faith journey, both before and after Carlo's beatification, is a touching testimony of maternal love, resilience, and devotion. She always knew Carlo was special, but perhaps she never imagined to what extent. Before Carlo's beatification, Antonia was already a woman of faith, though her spirituality deepened significantly with her son's life and early death. Raised in a Catholic environment, Antonia always valued the importance of faith in daily life. Along with her husband, Andrea, she sought to raise Carlo in a home where religion played a central role. However, Carlo's spirituality soon surpassed everyone's expectations. From a very young age, Carlo demonstrated a profound spirituality and a special devotion to the Eucharist. Antonia always supported and encouraged this devotion, though, like many parents, she did not fully grasp the impact Carlo's holiness would have on the world. She watched in admiration as Carlo exhibited spiritual maturity and wisdom far beyond his years. Little did she know this was just the beginning of a greater mission. Carlo Acutis's death at the age of 15 from leukemia was a devastating blow to Antonia and her family. Yet, her unwavering faith became a source of strength and comfort. Antonia found solace in the certainty that her son was in communion with God, a thought that helped her cope with the pain of loss. She transformed her sorrow into a mission to share Carlo's life and message with the world, but this journey was just beginning. Carlo Acutis's beatification on October 10, 2020, was a moment of great joy and affirmation for Antonia. By recognizing Carlo's holiness, the Catholic Church reaffirmed the lasting impact of his life and example. After the beatification, Antonia dedicated herself even more to promoting Carlo's cause for canonization. But what more would you be willing to do to keep the memory of your son alive? Antonia became a vocal advocate for sharing Carlo's life and virtues, participating in conferences, interviews, and religious events. She shares not only the stories and miracles associated with Carlo, but also her own journey of faith and resilience. Her message is clear: there is hope, and she encourages parents and youth to follow Carlo's example, especially in their love for the Eucharist and in using technology for evangelization. But how might this message transform even more lives around the world? Antonia Salzano has a living legacy, inspiring many with her testimony of unwavering faith and maternal dedication. Her life, marked by the pain of loss and the joy of her son's beatification, powerfully illustrates how faith can transform and sustain, even in the toughest times. It is through this legacy that Carlo lives on. Through her tireless work, Antonia ensures that Carlo Acutis's legacy continues to touch and transform lives around the world. She keeps Carlo's memory alive by promoting his cause for canonization and spreading his message of love, faith, and hope. In each testimony, Antonia reaffirms the certainty that Carlo, from heaven, continues to guide and intercede for all those who seek God with a pure and devoted heart. And are you ready to let this legacy transform your life? The impact of the apparition received by Antonia Salzano was profound and multifaceted. For family, friends, and the religious community, it was a sign of hope and a call to spiritual renewal. The testimonies of lives transformed by this event serve as a powerful reminder of Carlo Acutis' ongoing work, guiding and inspiring all those who wish to live a life of faith and devotion. Is there still more to this story? The apparition acted as a catalyst to strengthen faith, promote unity, and encourage concrete actions of evangelization and charity, ensuring that Carlo Acutis' legacy continues to light the path for many to God. Each new story of transformation is living proof that his mission is far from over. The story of Carlo Acutis and the testimony of his mother, Antonia, powerfully remind us of the transformative impact of faith and God's love in our lives. Carlo, with his devotion to the Eucharist and his talent for technology, demonstrated to the world that it is possible to unite faith and modernity to spread the message of Christ. His life and actions continue to inspire both young and old around the globe to draw closer to God and live a life of holiness. But will his influence stop there? Recently, Antonia Salzano was blessed with a heavenly apparition of the Virgin Mary, holding the hand of her beloved son Carlo. This miraculous event reinforces the certainty that Carlo continues to intercede for us from heaven, tirelessly working to bring more souls to God. The message of hope and encouragement conveyed by the Virgin Mary is an invitation for all of us to renew our faith and commit more deeply to Christian living. And who knows what other heavenly signs await us? May the example of Carlo Acutis and the strength of his mother, Antonia, serve as inspiration for all. Their stories motivate us to live a life of prayer, devotion, and service to others. With faith, we can overcome challenges and transform not just our lives, but also the lives of everyone around us. But how can this transformation truly manifest in our daily lives? Join us in prayer and action, following Carlo's example to use our gifts and talents for good and for the glory of God. May the faith that unites us be a beacon of light, guiding our steps and illuminating the way to a future filled with hope and love. Each of us has a role to play in this journey, and what will you do with this opportunity? Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, where you can access more content and experiences for your spiritual development. Together, we can dispel the shadows and build a brighter tomorrow. Leave your positive energy message for Antonia and her son Carlo in the comments, who is praying for all of us today. After all, words of faith have the power to change lives.